Hey, you all. Bear with me while I finish getting myself set up here. Let's see, got that back. Hey, there's Delan. Yeah, maybe.
Hey, how's it going?
All very well. Uh, Fighting with my 10-year-old laptop over here so I can bring up and actually see the chat in the stream and not have to crane my neck. All right, there we
Gotcha.
go. That
All
may or may
right.
not.
All right. Hey, Plywood, how's it going?
Hey, you all. All right.
I see the electric whittlers in there, Kiwis in there. Nice. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so I'm seeing my half on my screen and I'm seeing your half on my laptop. So at least I can see what's in front of me on the workbench. I'm happy.
Yeah, but I can't see you on my screen, so I don't know why that is. You're
Uh,
blacked out on my screen.
that's weird. How do I
Yep, I'm
fix that?
both. I'm not sure. On my laptop, I only see me, and on my phone, I only see me. Is your video turned off? There you go.
Ah, you got that. All right.
I see it now.
Oh,
The
I'm
shoop,
so
shoop, shoop,
sorry.
shoop, shoop.
Oh no, you
Um,
remember doo wop rock? Shoop, shoop, shooby doo wop.
Yeah, no, today is William Shoop's birthday. So if that is Mr. William Shoop giving you a shoopity shoop, 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 shoop
Oh,
birthday.
yeah. Happy birthday, dude.
So can everybody see me? Because EW says he can't see me. I see me.
I see your workbench. I see your fingers. You are waving with all of them, which is a refresher. You know, here in Ohio, we have a different set of rules governing politeness.
Gotcha. All
All
right, so
right.
it looks like they can see both of us. So I am going to keep my camera focused on the wood,
Okay.
and I will, well, I'll let you take care of your channel and say hi to everybody that you need to do,
Right.
and whatever you need to do, and then we'll get at this together.
All right. Awesome. So I see EW. I said hello earlier, but I probably wasn't connected. And Shoop, we just discussed is your birthday. And let me see here. Oh, hey, Plywood. Plywood's like in every live. He's either very supportive or just waiting to see what happens next. I appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah,
And the
plywood's awesome.
Woodland Monkeys. I don't know if you watch the interview stuff, but he's got some talent. All these guys do, but like for his age, I mean, this kid has got it together. All right, that's everybody. If not, consider yourself helloed.
Yeah, so Delan from Delan's Handmade Woodworking is on the right. Um, you can see my log right here. So that is who is on the right. And what we are going to do is, so you have a flat piece of wood, which is fine.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, it's got
re-
very little curvature to it, but my last 30 grit belt busted as I was working on this, so we had
mhm.
to have an emergency trip to Harbor Freight this morning.
And did you find the curviest piece of wood?
Uh,
If you went to
but
Home,
no, this
if
is
you,
the I was working on it to it was dead flat. It may have been the only piece of dead flat 2x6 that I had in the box over there. But
gotcha.
I was working it down to give it some curvature as I had watched a video and the person doing the lesson said it went better if it was curved. And I noticed none of you guys carve on flat stuff.
Um, yeah, I haven't hardly curved on flat stuff just because I collect so many dead logs, just laying on the ground, laying in the road. I haven't needed to. I am going to do some, get into some relief carving, which is great
I have a
for
CNC for that,
flat
and
pieces.
I'm not good if you haven't seen.
No, you're fine. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start as, setting up how
Well,
to?
like, why don't we just say you're going to teach me a lesson on how to do this,
Okay.
and I will follow your steps.
All right. So we're going to go slow and we're going to go step by step. So what I do is, and this is not just me. This is a lot of carvers. This is a lot of people. Oh,
Well,
thank you, Whittling Monkeys. And if you watch Matt carves stuff, none of this is going to be new. This is a lot of this I learned from watching Matt carves, and Matt carves is actually the best to watch when it comes to
I don't get to
carving.
watch him near enough. I
Hmm.
always catch the live streams after they've happened. I
Yeah,
mean, I hear the words a lot, but I don't sit and look at the screen a lot.
yeah. If you get a chance, seriously, sit down and watch a couple of Matt Carve's how-to learning videos. He is,
Absolutely.
yeah, like Electric Whittler says, he is probably one of the best wood carving teachers on YouTube. And I do have to agree with that because he breaks it down to a level that is beautiful. But anyways, so
Yeah,
what I try to
accessible to
do,
people.
yep, and yeah, so what I try to do is I block out the piece of wood that I'm going to use. So looking at it, I'm going to put an X here. This is my top. Let me use my marker so you can see it better.
Okay.
He, he's the Yoda. He is. He is. So this is going to be my top. All right. Can you see
Okay.
that X?
Yes, sir.
And then this arrow is going to be my bottom. So what I went ahead and did is I cleaned off this piece of pine and roughly cut in a border around the center, if you can see that.
I do.
Okay. So one thing that has helped me tremendously, as far as blocking out a wood spirit and what to do, and you're going to hear a lot of different terms, is this edge right here
Hmm.
is going to be the top of my wood spirit.
Okay.
All right. So what I will do is I will take a pen or something, a measuring tape, whatever, it doesn't have to be fancy, and I will line up the tip of my pen to where the top of my head is going to be. Okay?
Okay.
And then I will make a mark. So I'm going to make a mark here. And I believe the eyes and the nose are the essential part to a wood spirit to get them set up first. So,
Okay. Can I ask a question here? Is
mhm.
your center mark there above the X, at the X, or below the X?
So I kind of eyeball the center, and
Okay.
I didn't do that because I don't know why, but I will eyeball the center here, which looks to be about right here, roughly.
Okay.
So now I just marked up a center line, if you can
Okay.
see that. All right. Now I'll take whatever device I use to measure, and I will measure again from the top
Like so.
to, to my line. Yep.
Okay.
And I will hold that. I will hold that. Yep. And
Okay.
then I will transfer that down to one more line. So I will move the tip to my line. All right. You follow me?
Okay. Yes, sir.
And then I will scribe another line roughly in that same spot. Now, this is adjustable. This is completely up to you. This is completely up to how you want your nose to go. So now you see I have my center line here going from the top of the head to my first line,
Okay.
and then I have a second line drawn. You see that?
I do.
Okay. So now one thing I'm going to suggest always, and I think everybody does, this isn't something that's just me, this is what I've picked up from, yes, from different people in the community, different carvers. It's how I learned, and I think everybody will agree to me, is when you, or agree with me, when you're making your nose, make your nose bigger than what you anticipate, because as you carve, it's going to get smaller.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So where my center line is, I will come over. I can't tell you exact. I'm just going to move over a little bit, and I'm going to make a diagonal line, or not a diagonal, but I'm just going to make an angled line going from just to the right of my center line
Right.
down
All the way
to
down.
my next line.
Okay.
And this isn't going to be perfectly center. I'm not that good, but I'll show you
No,
what I'm
no.
talking about. All right, so this is kind of how you would frame the nose. Yep, just
Like
like
that.
that. Yep.
Awesome.
All right. So
Yeah,
now, well,
this is
that's
what happens when you don't leave enough room for the nose. It gets very
yes.
flat very fast.
So now you might want to widen that out. Yes, you might want to widen that out a little bit because, like you said, as you're carving in, it's going to shrink. So you're going to have more of a pin nose than a fat nose. So you
Right.
might want to bring your lines just a little bit further out to give yourself some room to work.
Alrighty.
Okay. All right. So now, because I have such a small piece of wood,
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to use the Kutzall flame burr. Yeah, that's much
Okay.
better. Much better. But I am going to use my taper burr. And you know what? I'm going to change that real
And
quick.
that is this one. Correct.
I can't. Yes, that's the taper burr.
Okay.
But what I am going to do, I am going to use. So this is the flame burr.
Yes, sir.
If you can see it, that's the more cone shape. What I will do is from the just on the other side of each edge of the nose,
Hmm.
I'm going to cut a fairly deep line because that's going to be like your nose ridge. So here, that's what I'm going to do. All right.
All right.
So
So just across that line.
across that line, that's it.
All right. And you just went from like the corner of the nose here all the way to the other corner of the nose, or did you go all the way?
No, I didn't go all the way, but I went just a little bit past
Okay.
the corner of the nose. I'm going to try and raise it up a little bit. I went just a little bit past the
Oh,
corner of
I
the
see now.
nose. Yep.
All right. Let me
Um,
do that.
give you some room to work. Hey, everybody, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, subscribe to Soldier Farms and definitely hit that like button. Thank you.
All right, let me put my safety glasses and my mask on. If I wreck
Okay.
these glasses, I will be in trouble.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Mr. Soldier is the supreme authority. All right, these are not cuts all bits, by the way. They look like it, but they are definitely not.
No, and that's fine. I mean,
Right,
really, um, I it's preference as to what you have access to, and
right,
preference as to what you can afford. There's probably
right.
some really good bits that's out there that's not Kutzall. I've learned with Kutzall, and that's what I use. So
Oh,
yeah, don't if they're
I've
not
discovered
Kutzall.
that these little carbide that looks like it's covered in very fine hair that cuts
Hmm.
well. These little, I guess these are actually aluminum for cutting profiles or for cutting
Hmm.
profiles in aluminum. They cut well. Um, I just got this set, these little black
Scoot it
ones
over just
out of the package,
yeah.
but
So
I mean, it's a learning
I
curve.
have some of those also. Yep, I have a variety of different things.
Yeah,
But yes, and EW said I think it was Kutzall is good stuff, but definitely not the only thing out there. And he's right. He's right. So while I like Kutzall, you may be able to find something just as good cheaper, but that's just what I use.
oh, all right. Bear with me. Got to plug the mic in.
Yep.
Sorry if it was quiet, or
So
maybe
can
we
you
could
hear
have
me?
this. I do hear you very well. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine. I'm just going to
Okay.
keep talking while you're doing
Yeah,
that.
do that.
So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up um, taking the depth of the wood down. And the
Right.
reason we cut that first profile right there at the bottom of the nose is because that's going to be obviously the tip of our nose.
Right.
But now I'm going to switch to the taper burr because I have such a small piece of wood.
Right.
I'm going to switch to the taper burr and get ready to cut the sides of my nose in.
Okay.
Now, when we're doing this, keep in mind that you want to, how do I say this? You want to go deeper as you get to the bottom of the nose because it should be slanted from top
Right.
to bottom.
Yes, sir.
Just kind of like your nose. You don't have a flat just from your eye socket down. It
No.
angles down. So keep that in mind. So what I do is I will start where one more thing. Pretty much where we made our top line,
Yes, sir.
that's really going to be our eye socket area
Right.
also. Okay. So keep that in mind. So what I do is I just start up here, follow my line and carve, and then try to go deeper
As you go down.
as I get further down. Yes. You want to cut it in on an angle. And if your wood is too soft, it doesn't always work that way, but it's what you
Right.
shoot for.
All right. Let me give that a try.
Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
Is that too loud for you guys?
It's fine in my ears. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm good.
Okay.
It actually made me think I was still cutting, and I'm not cutting. So
Ah, okay.
no, I'm
Well,
I'm
if
I'm
I'm too
playing with
light
you.
or too loud, I can go without the mic because the phone is just like right here.
Yeah. It depends on everybody in chat. I've got headphones on, and you're not bothering me. So
Okay.
all right. So as I can see in the screen, you should
Right.
have something that resembles what looks like it's starting to turn out to be a nose, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now this is going to continuously, we're going to be lowering the wood deeper and deeper. All
Right.
right. Because eventually what we want right now, if you can see it, I have my piece of wood turned to the side.
Yes, sir.
So really, even though we have the profile of the nose cut in,
Right.
there's no depth. There's no depth to that nose. So
Right.
generally, what I do is I will stay with my taper burr, and then I'm going to cut the eyes in really quick. I'm just going to put some eye sockets in so I know where they're at, and
Right.
we can be mindful of those. So let's go ahead and cut those eye sockets in, and we're basically going to go from the bridge of the nose
Out.
over as far as you want your eye to be. And I'll do
Okay.
one, I'll do mine to show you what I'm talking about. All right. So roughly right now at this stage, I have two eyes cut in, I have my cheeks, and I have my nose. Okay?
All right.
If you can see that. Now,
I do.
the depth of them, it doesn't matter at this point how deep you're going to go
Right.
because we're taking all this wood down
Right.
even further because we want that nose to pop. All right?
Right. Yes,
So
sir.
go ahead
Right.
and make your cuts and
Right.
then we'll go on from there.
Okay.
Now, I used the taper burr on mine because it's a small piece of wood, but if you
Right.
want to use your um,
The
the burr
flame.
that you have,
Right.
yeah, the flame burr, you're more than welcome to.
Right. I put guidelines here. I don't want my eyes to go all the way because it's so wide,
Yep.
but I brought it in about an inch on either side.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Here goes.
Yeah. And once you get used to doing this, you can adjust them. You might realize that on this particular piece of wood, you didn't need the eyes to go out 1 inch, but on the next one,
Right.
you might bring them in a little bit. What's up, Mike is making stuff. What up, though? Excuse me.
Alrighty.
All right. So I'm watching you live on YouTube. So YouTube is a little behind. So just let me know when
Right.
you're ready. All
I'm
right.
ready.
So now what I do is because we're going to end up. So you have your eye sockets and your two cheeks. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
What I end up doing is I will take my taper burr, or in this case, you might be able to use the flame burr. It's up to you. And on the edge of these cheeks, I'm going to start forming my cheeks
Right.
and lowering the cheeks. So watch this and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And doing this, one more thing, because it's gonna happen. You want to give your tool room to work. So by
Right.
angling this back and moving this wood away, it's going to stop your tool from skipping and jumping and catching and chunking out wood. So
Yes.
let me do this and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I take my taper burr, and I'm basically going in on an angle on the
Right.
cheeks, and I'm angling it down towards the bottom of the nose.
Uh,
And this is not the first time we're going to do this. We're going to
right.
form these cheeks and make these cheeks quite a bit. But you can see how I'm moving it away from the nose to give my taper burr room to work.
Right.
And then in the corner of the eyeball right here, I'm just going to kind of try and round this over to lower it to give me a
Right.
tad bit more room to work. Plus, it's going to round off that cheek to the bottom of the eye.
Right.
All right. So I'm just going to do that just a little bit. And once you do
And
this
for what
enough,
you
you're going to
said, you're
know.
not actually grinding. You're just like sanding
Just
the
trying to,
surface with the tool.
yeah, I'm basically just trying to shave it.
Ah,
And
that works.
and I'll stop for 1 second, because I'm using the extreme taper burr.
Right.
I'm going very lightly because this will rip out your wood.
Right.
So I've used this burr enough to know I've got to go light on it. You can probably use a different one, but um, it's just what I'm comfortable with carving with.
All right.
So
Let me
now,
try this paper burr then.
all right, so I'm going to go ahead and do my other side
All
while
right.
you're doing that.
All right. We'll do.
And if you guys haven't yet, hit that like button, please. And while I'm reminding you to hit it, I'm going to go ahead and hit it because I forgot to. And if you're watching and have not subscribed to Soldier Farms, please do. Please do. kind of jealous. He looks like he's in a nice heated shop, and I'm sitting here in 20-degree weather with a heater on my side trying to keep me warm. It's kind of good because I can keep my hands warm.
All right.
Okay.
I think.
Yep. Let me see. Yeah. So that's from what I can see on YouTube because I'm watching YouTube.
Right.
My phone is my camera. It looks like you've got that down. So now, um, you should start noticing some features, which you do. So you see your eye sockets are in,
Yes, sir.
your cheeks are starting to flow down a little bit, and you're starting to get some shape to the cheeks
Yes, sir.
on both sides. I probably need to take this side down more. But what we're doing is we're lowering the face, so it doesn't look like it now, but that nose is slightly starting to raise up.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what I like to do now is, because it's all going to play into each other, I'm going to put, well, maybe I don't need to. This section in front of the nose that we cut
Yes.
out right
Yes.
here, I'm going to start taking the wood below that down because that's actually going to get taken down a lot more so we can get this nose into place.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking this wood down just to give me more room to carve. So I don't know
Okay.
how well you're going to be able to do it with that flat piece of wood, but at least you'll get the idea
Uh,
of what I'm doing and why. And I'm going to switch to the flame burr because I'm
uh,
just for a second because it's easier to take out the wood with the flame burr.
right.
This much wood. This much wood.
I had the same thought.
Yep. Because we want to take it down. We don't want to go too crazy, but we want to at least go to the section where our line is now
Right.
and flatten it out. And this seems to be a fairly wet piece of pine still.
Ah,
So it's giving me just a little bit of issue, but it's all right. It's not like I've never worked with it before.
I have a big box two by. You like, you know, we're competitive for low quality.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay. So now that I have this section, the front section or the bottom of the wood spirit,
Right.
taken down to about the level of my nose,
Right.
I'm going to use my flame burr again and I'm going to take the front of that nose down even deeper
Okay.
because by doing that, by removing the wood around the nose, that is what's going to make the nose look like it's raised up.
Right.
And that's important because we haven't started on the forehead yet. And
Right.
what happens is we're eventually going to start tapering this nose back.
Right.
So even though you think it's high enough, once we start taking the forehead back and we start taking the nose back on an angle, it's actually going to end up being a lot lower
Right.
than what you think it's going to be. So always err on the side of caution. And if you have to, go deeper, go deeper. But just remember, kind of like you make the nose wider than what you want,
Right.
just go a smidge more deeper just to make sure you have that depth. Because if this nose doesn't angle right and the nose doesn't really pop,
Right.
then you're really not going to get, that good of a
Yeah.
spirit. But it takes time. It
It'll
does
look
take
like
time.
these guys.
No, I think those are great attempts. I think those were great for your first try, and it's awesome that you're willing to sit and kind of go step by step on how to do this. And I really hope it helps.
Oh,
So that's what I'm going to do.
I can't speak for anybody else, but this is how I learn. I have to get my hands on it. I can read every
Yep,
manual, I can watch every video, but it's not mine until I do it.
yep, that's true. So I'm going to go ahead and take the front of that nose. I'm going to cut some more out in the front of that nose.
All right, I'm going to bring this bottom part down.
Okay. Roy Timber Arts. Hello, sir. How you doing? And for those that didn't know, today is William Shoop's birthday. So let's give William Shoop a happy shoop, 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 shoop.
All right, down is down.
Okay, so now I'm going to take mine. I made it a little bit lopsided. So I'm going to take mine down a little bit more on this side. As I just noticed that. All right. So now I am going to switch back to my taper burr,
All right,
and I'm
where
going to
did you go after the lowering of the chin?
um, so what I did was, I'll show you this again
Okay,
because I probably didn't show you. So I lowered all the wood down,
right.
and then I recut deeper in the front of that nose,
Okay,
and then I removed more wood from below the nose.
okay,
I kind of shaped it down to be deep in the nose. Do you
okay.
see that part?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, if you're that far, I'm going to take my taper burr and I am going to carve out the sides of the nose again. Because if you
Okay,
look, there should be a little ledge here from where you went deeper. So now your cheeks don't line up with the bottom
right.
of your nose. So I'm basically
Okay,
going to take the nose cuts down to match that depth. And
okay.
I'm going to
I'm
use
gonna catch up to where you are right now.
okay.
Because looking at where you are versus what I've taken away here, it's
hmm
just not um it's not down as much as I feel like it needs to be.
Okay, well, and remember, you have a lot thinner piece of wood there. So even though you
That's true.
have it curved, you have a
Yes.
lot thinner piece of wood. So I'm working with probably a 2.5, 3 inch log where
Yeah.
it looks like you're probably working with a 3/4 inch piece of wood.
It
So
is
try and
2 by 6, so yes,
okay.
it's
So
much thinner.
Yeah, so you're definitely going to have struggle with taking it deep, but go as deep as you can
Okay.
without going through the wood, because I
Will.
feel like you can still accomplish this even with that wood.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and take my cheeks down to match up the bottom of the nose.
Okay. And I'll work
All
on
right.
this.
Okay. Hey, Amy Joe. Yes, if you guys haven't hit that like button, double tap the screen, hit that like button, and if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to Soldier Farms. And I'm so happy we are doing this on his channel because it is going to help him get his watch hours. So, yes, thank you. Bear and the Boss Lady, how are you today? Thank you for being here. So, right now, just to recap for everybody where we're at, um, we have our eye sockets cut in, we have our cheeks starting to form, we've got our nose down deeper, and we're getting ready to take the cheeks down a little bit more to pop this nose. Right now, we are letting him get caught up, and we will move from there. This is a slow pace. Um, I'm trying to teach as best as I can, or at least help him understand a little bit better. So while there are better channels out there to learn from, he's getting a little bit of one on one experience to sharpen his tools. And James is doing a fantastic job. And I will say it again just as many times as I will say, hit that like button. For those that don't know, it's William Shoup's birthday today. So say happy birthday to William Shoup. I think I think it says, yes, William Shoup's birthday. So, Bear, how much snow are you guys supposed to get? Because there's a good chance if you're getting snow, I'm going to get snow. I don't want to get snow.
All right.
You're welcome. Okay.
So we are nowhere near what I would call smooth, but we are much lower under the nose. I do feel
Okay.
that we're not even across there, but there's
You
kind
know
of a
what?
there's a
Yeah, right
raise,
now,
but in an appropriate place.
right now we're just trying to get the basics so that way, when you try and do this again on your own, you have like the steps and the knowledge to do it.
Yes, sir.
So nothing has to be perfect. Mine is not perfect. Mine is not measured out with a ruler or a tape measure. I'm really eyeballing everything. So this is just a don't worry about the aesthetics. The aesthetics will come. So
Yes, sir.
now we have the front of the nose cut deeper.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hmm.
We I went ahead and cut out more wood on the side of the nose and the
Yes.
cheeks to
Right.
to match the depth of the bottom of the nose. Did you do that?
I have a few spots that could use some attention, but yeah, like I went down each side of the nose and brought
Okay.
it down to, fairly close to
Yep.
under it.
Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to end up having to cut the eye sockets deeper because we're going to take more of this cheek meat out. We're going to lower the
Right.
cheeks. And by lowering the cheeks, that's going to raise the nose. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on that next. You can go ahead and work on your cheeks, taking them
Will do.
lower. And we'll probably end up having to um, take our eye sockets down also.
Alrighty. Here we go.
Norm Hughes, hello. Thank you for being here. And if you haven't hit that like button on the way in, please make sure you hit that like button. It helps James out tremendously. Ray and Sandy's workshop, thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. Um, Soldier Farms has a great channel. He's a great guy, and I am really happy that I get a chance to help him out a little bit. And it's kind of flattering that he's willing to have me help him. So anytime you got to want to learn, I'm willing to give you the information I have. So that's awesome. All right, let's see what you got. Cool. So yeah, see, it's starting to come out. You can see the nose, which is awesome. So right now, I'm not really worried about the aesthetics because everything's going to be cut more. We're gonna
Right.
be taking away more wood. So what I might do if I can see it and the corners of your nose, like the sides of your nose here,
Yes.
if you cut that out maybe a little bit deeper, it
Okay.
will bring your cheeks back. So maybe if
All
you
right.
cut through there a little deeper towards the bottom of the nose, that'll bring your cheeks back.
Down here on each side, say from just below the eye socket, and then across the bottom.
Yep, and you're gonna want to take your eye sockets a tad deeper
Okay.
because I did that with mine too. I cut out so much of the cheek. So here's the difference. If you remember when we first started, we cut the nose out. When you
Right.
looked, it was basically flat with the
Yeah.
wood. But now when you turn it on its side, you should be able to start seeing the side profile
Yes.
of the nose. Now, how big of a nose you want, how fat, how far you want it to stick out,
Right.
that is going to be your preference. But one of two things are going to happen now. What I
Right.
like to do, once I get to this point, um, I like to start working on the forehead because there's two things we're going to do. And that might be a little bit hard for you on that piece of wood,
Right.
but you're going to get the idea. So we're going to slope this forehead down,
Right.
and we're also going to slope it back. So we're going to round off the forehead.
Okay.
But what I like to do, and I didn't mark this up because I wanted to show you. So the top, the bridge of the nose, the top of the nose from the eyes,
Right.
from basically the corner of each eye,
Right.
we're going to cut this down just a smidge. We're not going to go too deep, but we're going to cut it down a little bit.
Back toward the
And this can,
forehead or toward the eye. Oh,
from the
okay. I
corner of
see.
the eye to the corner of the eye, the bridge of the nose.
Okay.
So it
Yeah.
should, let me get rid of this marker spot here. So you might be able to see it a little bit better.
Okay. I
So
see.
now, so now you should have a little cut in between where your forehead, eyebrows will be, and the top of your nose. Can you see that
I
in the
do.
camera?
So
Okay.
I'll go ahead and connect there, and then I'll take down further on each side and under the nose and deeper on the eye sockets.
Yep.
All right. Here I go.
Thanks, Norm. I'm glad you guys are here to watch this. This is awesome. And if you haven't yet, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to James's channel. Shoops, are you guys having a birthday bash tonight or what? Are you guys having a birthday party on your live?
Better.
Yes, that's awesome. That's gonna look
Awesome.
good. So now,
Thank you.
if you noticed on my nose, I don't know, probably 3/4 of the way down from the top or a quarter of the way up from the
Yes,
tip of the nose, I drew a line. Can you
I
see
see
that
that.
line? Okay. So what that is for, that is going to kind of be our reference line. It's just a reference. You can go further towards the tip if you want or further back. But now what we're going to do is, do you see how your nose is flat?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we are gradually from front to the forehead, front to back. We're going to carve this down on an angle and we're going to slope it backwards. So from our line to the tip of the forehead, we're going to
Right.
slope this nose back. And by doing that, it is going to mimic a real life nose because the tip
Okay.
of your nose, if you look at a picture, sticks out further and it slants up or back towards your eye sockets and your forehead. So that's what we're
Yes.
going to do now. I'm going to go ahead and
Okay.
start just tapering this off
Right. I'm gonna
down.
do a tool change and uh, get on that.
Okay, and I want you to look at the camera for 1 second, just so you can
Yes.
visually see it. So you see now how it's pretty much flat. You can see the nose. The nose
Right.
is there. It's sticking out past the cheeks, but it's pretty much a flat nose.
Yes, sir.
All right. So remember that when we get done with this, you're going to see the difference. Now I'm making very light passes. I don't want to dig into it. I don't want to dig it out. I don't want to
Right.
gouge it, but
Right.
I'm just gradually working it back. Oh, Amy Joe, thank you very much. If it wasn't for people like you and Matt Carves and everybody else that I've watched to learn, I wouldn't have this knowledge to pass it on or to do this. So I have to thank you and all the other channels out there that have helped me learn along the way. I think this is his second carving. I think the first one he was really just trying to carve eyes. I'm not really positive. I'll ask him when he's done carving, but I think this is his second one. But I don't think. Yeah, I think it's his second one. I don't want to say it's his first. Thank you, EW. But you know what? I know you would do this for somebody too. So thank you very much. Okay. So turn it to the side a little bit.
Yep.
The other way, up and down. No.
Oh,
The edge of the board.
oh, this
There.
way.
Yeah, that way. Okay. So what you have, um, and Electric Whittler asked if this is your first carving. This is your second carving, correct?
Uh, this was first. This was second.
Okay, so it is your second carving. All right.
Yeah.
So, um, if you look at, if you can see my wood spirit, um, can you
Yeah.
see how the nose is starting to? I'm trying to get a good view of it. It's
Yes.
starting to taper back, but it really doesn't have too much of a taper.
Yes.
So this is where we're going to just keep removing wood. I'm going to take my eyes down a little bit further. I'm going to
Okay.
take my cheeks down a little bit further. And it looks like on yours, you might need to get, it's kind of hard to tell with that pine, but I
Yes.
think you need a little bit more of an angle back
Yes.
towards the forehead.
Yeah. I need
Um,
to sweep it down.
yeah, so here I'm gonna write on mine. So from your mark here, this is
Yeah.
I'm pretending this is your wood spirit.
Yeah.
So from your mark right here, take all of this back on an angle down more.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do, because I know with my piece I need to do this, I'm going to take the bridge of the nose right here down a little bit more. I'm going to
Okay.
take my eye sockets down slightly, and then I'm also going to um, take my cheeks down, which means I'm going to have to cut more through here down,
Yes.
more through here down, and then I'm going to take my cheeks down. Now, by doing that, that should not only raise that nose up a little bit more, but
Yes.
that's going to give you more room to angle your nose backwards
Right.
towards the forehead. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So
Right.
that's what I'm going to do, and you can work on that. And like I said, I'm taking the eyes deeper. I'm going to take my cheeks a little deeper, and then I'm going to slope this nose back and take that bridge down a little bit deeper.
Works for me.
Okay,
Maybe.
cool. Oh, you got this. I have no doubt.
Uh,
No doubt, my friend. Norm, it is. I don't want to say it's easier than it seems, but it's one of those things that once you start doing it, it is fun, and you can pick it up fairly quickly. So, no, it's not learned in a day, but man, it's a good time. Yeah, you're right, EW. Um, it does encourage you because when you see results and you see the things that you've carved and you've made, and then as you progress, you see how things get better. It's really it is self-encouraging.
Okay. Better, worser?
I gotta wait for my video to catch up.
Uh,
Turn it on the edge of the board. Oh yeah, yeah, you're getting it. Just remember that slope is this for me. The nose is the key feature on any wood
right.
carving wood spirit. But
I
if you
could
can
have
see,
even gone wider at the top in
yep.
the beginning. Right.
So can you see my nose? I'm trying to get it at a good angle to where you can see it.
Yes.
All right. So it's sticking out past the cheeks. It's going to stick out past the mouth and the beard and the mustache and stuff.
Right.
So now what we're gonna do, what I'm gonna do is where the forehead line is, I'm gonna cut that and take away more wood because
Okay.
now we're to the point. This is how I like doing it. I kind of block it out. I get the eyes and the nose in place. I get the nose about where I'm satisfied. Then I get the forehead pushed down and pushed back to round it off. Then I will work
Oh,
on everything underneath. So what I'm going to do now is from about the eyes around, I'm going to take this forehead. I'm going to remove more wood because I
okay.
know, for one, I want the forehead to slant down to somewhat match up, if not match up to the bridge of the nose. All right, and I'll show you that. So from about here, so this section right here that I'm coloring out,
Okay.
and it's probably going to be different on yours because you're on such a thin piece of wood,
Right.
but you get the idea. So if you
Yes,
do
sir.
get a log, it will. It's the same concept.
Right.
So basically, for me, following this line, I'm going to try to taper this, keeping it round down towards the nose.
Okay.
I may go a little bit further back, and then everything up, I'm going to round the opposite way to give you that rounded forehead, if that makes sense. And with that, I'm going to use my flame burr because that's going to be the best for me to use.
All of this area slopes down toward the eyes. All of this area slopes back toward the scalp.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're kind of, if not dividing it in half just a little bit,
Right.
you know, you want to round off the forehead.
Right. All right. Here
But
goes.
I'm all right. Hey, Dad. Oh, that's cool, Dad. I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna check that out as soon as I'm done here. Hey, Just Carf Rob, how's it going, buddy? How you doing today? Dad, I'm really excited to see how the Bigfoot came out. Okay, so turn it sideways. Can I see the edge? And move it down a little bit. I can't see the forehead. Yeah. So yeah, you're getting it. I think on a flat piece of wood like that, it will take a little bit of practice, but you're getting the idea. So
Yeah.
now, um, check out mine. So you can see how the forehead slopes back,
Yes, sir.
and then you can see how it slopes forward and kind of meets the bridge of the nose.
Kind of like this ridge line here needs to smooth out in both directions.
Yeah, it's really hard to do on a flat piece of wood. So I do
Yes.
not like electric whittler said it. It's hard to do on a flat piece of wood. So don't get discouraged because you're doing really well. You're doing really well. Um, but you'll
When the weather breaks, my property butts up against the railroad track, and the railroad is always clearing out trees and stuff,
yep.
and they just leave it on the roadbed, and so I can grab a few of those.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And you're doing good. It's just really a matter of trying to practice these techniques. And then once you
Well,
get, like a log or a round piece of wood, it's going to be so much easier. So definitely, definitely practice on what you have.
Right.
But yeah, this is not easy on a flat piece of wood. So don't get discouraged. So you can see how the forehead slopes back and it rounds down and slopes forward into the bridge of the nose.
Yes, sir.
All right. So now, really, at this point from here up, I know I will need to take my eyes a little deeper because of how much wood I took off.
Right.
Um,
I
really,
think
it's
mine
up
need
to
to go a
you.
little deeper also,
Okay.
because I mean, I'm like the pat of my thumb into the wood,
Yep.
and this is a good inch on both sides, so
Yep.
I have plenty of space to go, and I need to kind of give my put a bandage on this forehead in both directions.
No, you're good. So, and this is just once I go, because I'm going to have to go in probably about 10 minutes. But it'll give
Okay.
you it. Hopefully, it will give you a good idea on a good start. And
Yes, sir.
really, check out Matt Carves. Matt Carves
Right.
has the best above all on YouTube beginning woodworking videos. Um, I will tell you to go to see Matt Carve's videos every day. He
Yes.
is top notch, better than everybody, and he breaks it down for you in a way that you can learn. But what
I
we
don't
will
know. I'm
do is,
learning now, but I will check out Matt.
yeah, no, he Matt's the man. Matt is the YouTube guru man, and he is awesome. Everything that I'm showing you, I have learned from him and Amy Joe and other carvers in the community. But I would definitely see Matt because he has a beautiful way of explaining it. And of
I
course, if
will
you ever have
certainly
any
do that.
questions, I can answer them for you or try to answer them for you without a doubt. So
Well,
at this point, like for me,
yes.
I am going to take the eyes a little deeper for me,
Okay.
maybe take the cheeks a little lower, and then I'm going to cut in some eyebrows just so I know if I have to remove any more of this wood, where my eyebrows are going to be, and I can kind of work around it.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Well, since you are short on time, why don't I watch from here and then work on mine after our live?
Okay.
And that way I can see how you finish out the eyes. And if you're going to do some work on the lower half, then, I can see that.
Yeah. So basically, with the lower half, what I'm going to end up doing is, and it might be a little fast, so I'm just going to explain it. I'm going to take
Okay.
the eyes down just a smidge more. I'm going to take my cheeks down just a smidge more. By doing that, that's going to raise the nose more. I might taper it down. I don't know. Well, this is all on how I work. I just work it piece at a time.
Right.
But I'm going to take the bottom section down to kind of meet up with the bottom of the nose. And then I'll cut in some cheeks and maybe a beard. So if you want to do that, I'll go ahead and carve. But just
Okay.
know I'm going to take lower my eyes a little bit, take the cheeks down a little bit more, which is going to raise that nose, and then I'm going to lower this bottom half. So that's what I'm doing.
I'm going to watch you and then I'll work on this afterwards, but I want to
Okay.
get an eye on your technique.
Yep. Not a problem. And what I'm doing here by the cheek, just so you
Right.
know, is I'm cutting out the corner of the cheeks by the eyes for right now, just to give me a little bit more room to work on the corner of the cheek because I'm going to take it down.
Right.
So that's why I cut that, and I cut the inside of the cheek down a little bit. So when I take this wood out, I have some room left, and it's already done. All right.
Right. And you like bring it all together. Like you carve it and then you round it. You carve it and you round it.
Yeah, pretty much. You're always shaping something.
Right.
It might not seem like it, but like when we were doing the nose, when we
Right.
were cutting these lines in for the nose, we were making the cheeks. Um,
Right.
so you're always framing something, and then as you're taking it and removing it, you're just kind of going back and working it to keep it shaped. Just like now that I took the eyes out, and I went a little wonky on my forehead, which is fine.
Right.
It's a wood spirit, but now you can see how that nose really
Starts
pops
to
out.
pop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if we want to take that back even further, we have room to do so. But you can see how that nose, the tip is starting to pop. It's going
That's
backwards like a natural on a natural slope. So that's good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch burrs and I'm going to go to a fine burr
right.
only for my preference. When I cut in an eyebrow, just because it doesn't rip out so much wood. And eyebrows, I mean, you can practice eyebrows. You can do them however you want. There's really no end to it. I'm just putting in something to show you. So I will generally start about the corner of the eye to the bridge of the nose, and then kind of slope up and down and around.
Hey, if you don't
All right.
mind, one of my mods, please drop Delan's link. I can't imagine that everyone here isn't already subscribed,
Oh,
but
thank you.
like I'm trying to learn to carve the basics, and Delan is one that inspired me to carve in the first place, watching him and
Aw.
Amy Joe. So
Oh, thank you, James. That's awesome. I
quite all right.
appreciate it.
Just don't tell anyone I'm actually nice.
I won't.
Thank you, particularly my students.
All right. So once I get them kind of carved in, I just go through, clean them up, and if I've got to take it any deeper, I'll take it deeper. And this is kind of where you're going to finish the forehead off at,
Thanks, Jeff.
because once you round these eyebrows over, and once you start playing with it and figure out what you want to do, how you want to do, you can put curvy eyebrows in, you can put whatever. Um, but you can see that I carved those in, and now what I'm going to do is the forehead, I'm going to blend this down a little bit
Right.
just so you don't have that big gap there. And I should probably use, yeah, I'm going to use the flame burr for a second because it is quite a bit of wood that I'm taking down. And I like the flame burr for rounding. It just, to me,
My
it does a better job.
my
So I will
brain's
start in the,
completely full. Like we've been doing this, and like I'm watching you, and I'm trying to emulate what you're doing,
yep.
and like I will have to monkey around with this a few times to actually be able to think about it while I'm doing it. But
Yep. But at least you
I
have the
already
video to go
feel like
back.
I've got.
Yeah, at least you have the video, the live, to go
Yes,
back
sir.
to reference. So that's awesome. And like I said, any check out Matt Carves because he is. I can show you the basics, and it's completely different than what I've learned from him.
Right.
But he he's helped me tremendously. Amy Jo's helped me tremendously. So many different people
Can I ask
watch,
how
but
long have you been carving?
not even a year.
Really?
I started this summer, as a matter of fact.
I
Yep.
remember on one of the lives you were talking about your daughter got you the rotary tool as a gift, or you wouldn't be carving. Is that
I
accurate?
probably I would have probably eventually bought one, but yes, Father's Day I believe is when I got the Vivor. I did have a Dremel sitting around that I was messing around with, but it wasn't until probably Father's Day that I really got serious
Well, until
in
I
starting
carved
to
this
carve.
first piece of two by four here, uh, the only thing I ever used the Dremel for was to like cut cables and wires and the occasional padlock.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
It
I
never
will
failed.
actually
My kids will
hold
lose the keys.
hold on one second, and I'm going to show you something. I think other people saw it, but I'm pretty sure. So this is my very first ever Dremel carving.
Ah,
Very first. And that was probably May, April, May, around there. So
cool.
yes, that is my very first carving. And I keep it
And your
around.
Jedi skills are now complete.
No, my Jedi skills are not complete. You've never seen this?
No,
And Electric Whittler says he's never seen it. Yes, this is my very first Dremel carving ever. And
you know my. I have a group of kindergartners who think I look like the guy from Up. That looks like a visual representation of me.
gotcha. So now when you blend in your forehead to your eyebrows, I don't know how well you can see it, but
Yes,
that's
sir.
when your eyes really start taking shape. I'm gonna try and tilt this. I know this
Right.
pine is really white, but
Yeah.
it really,
But
really
while
makes a
I'm at
difference.
it, I'm going to draw on mine the places I need to smooth out.
Okay.
And let's see.
Hey, you guys, I'm not
Flick it.
ashamed to admit it. That was the very first carving. So what I'm gonna do now, really quick, because I've gotta end this in a second, is I'm gonna lower down the front of this, and I'm gonna use the 1/4 inch burr to help me get rid of some of this wood. So if you guys haven't seen that, then you haven't heard the story. My grandson would come over and we would play Yahtzee, and that was kind of my good luck tiki idol to try and beat
Ah,
him at playing Yahtzee because it never fails. He would always, always, always beat me. So one day I brought
how
that
old is your
out.
grandson?
One day I brought that out and I was trying to jinx him, and I was like, "Yeah, this is my good luck charm. You ain't beating me now." And I threw like 3 Yahtzees in a row, and he just about crapped his
Hey,
pants.
age and treachery beats youth and skills always.
That's right. And I did actually end up beating him, so that was cool.
But you ought to hear us playing Scrabble. My girls know how to talk smack, seriously. They learn from the best, I guess.
There you go.
See, you think this is me learning to wood carve. My wife is going to see this as an opportunity for me to finally trim these maple trees.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you learn, you're going to be doing a whole lot more stuff. Don't think you're not.
Oh, no. I can actually see, like the turning, it's going to be like an obsession. Learn this skill, learn that skill.
Yep. And generally, if I wasn't sitting here trying to explain and not trying to get too far ahead, the front part here, I would have been taking down as I was taking everything else down, but
Right,
I didn't want to get too far ahead, so that's why it's taken
right.
so long to get it down. So just remember that when you're working on it, when you know it's going to get deeper, just take everything out.
Yeah, that seems like it would make the whole process go faster.
It would, but like I said, I didn't want to get too ahead of you, and I wanted to stay
No, I
with you
appreciate that.
where you were. So what I'll do now, just really quick, like I don't know how to draw. I do
Right,
not know how to draw, but what I do like to do, yeah, is I will draw on a pattern before I carve it, because if I don't like that pattern or I don't think it's going to look good, then I can always erase it.
right,
So keep that in mind. And generally, from the corner of the nose, I will come up, and for today, I'm just going to make just a simple cut. I think I need to bring this in a little bit further, and that's why I do it, because I can follow it a little bit better.
right.
So he's going to kind of have a Fu Manchu mustache and stuff. I got to bring that in just a little bit more. So now you can see where your mustache, your cheeks, and everything are going
Uh-huh.
to end up.
Right.
And I'm going to take some more wood out of the sides here real quick,
Okay.
just so I have enough depth to work with. You'll see that in just a second.
Right.
Dang, we've been going almost 2 hours. That's cool. All right, so right through here, from pretty much where I stopped with the eye, I'm going to take this a little bit deeper. I probably should have used my taper burr, but I didn't. It's going to go around here and go a tad deeper. Uh-oh, that didn't sound right. Well, that's all right. All right, then I'm going to clean this up real quick. All right. And now, because I took so much out on this side, if you can see it, when I went around, I took more out on this side than I
Yes.
did this side. So I'm
Mhm.
going to move that line over just a little bit to give me, to try and make it somewhat symmetrical. I probably screwed that up, but it's all good. We only have to move it a little bit. So this comes down, curves. Just want to give me some wood back.
Right.
There we go. That should work. And then I'm going to take my taper burr to form this. Ooh, I grabbed the brand new one. Let's see how that works. So being careful not to chop the nose off, just kind of work around the nose.
Right.
And what I try to do, and I'll show you in just a second. So when you take your cheeks down and you blend in and you start cutting this for your the rest of your cheeks and your mustache, I
Yes.
kind of want it to match up with where my cheek or the side of the nose stops. That way it all
Right.
kind of flows together.
Right.
And then, like you said, when you cut something, you start
Right.
shaping it together. I didn't have as much wood on this side, but I'm all right with that because, well, it's a wood spirit, and
Right.
it doesn't matter. But it will work out anyways. So now we kind of know where our mustache is. One second. I'll take this a little deeper. All right. While they're not equal, and that's okay. I don't have a problem with that because I'm concentrating, but I'm really not concentrating. Um, we know where our cheeks are going to be. We know where our mustache is going to be. Now, at this point, you can start carving in spots to separate the cheek from the mustache. You can keep this just like it is. Really, the design of how you do this is up to you on what you want to make it to look like. So there is no mm-hmm.
Edge,
Mm-hmm.
and then, like you did, at the from the corners of the nose, then I would do my a mustache. And at what point then do you put in a bottom lip if you do that, or uh, is
So
that not a
that
Delan thing?
I'm gonna do right now, but I'm gonna show you. So I got my cheeks in, I got somewhat the mustache in, or this can be all cheeks, however you want it.
Right.
All right. So now this center section, This center section here, I'm going to take this down some, and I'm going to bring it down to where it blends and flattens out a little bit here underneath
Oh,
the nose.
all right, that makes
So,
sense.
yeah, so roughly I'm going to get about this much wood flattened out or thereabouts to be able to put a mouth in.
Ah,
And the rest of this is going to get taken down to almost blend with that. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. And like I said, there are so many ways to do this. And once you start carving,
hey,
you're
Papa's.
going to figure out your way to do it. This is just how I do it, whether it's right or wrong, or
Oh,
this is how I've learned to do it by watching people and teaching myself.
well, it's like everything else. Like you follow the teacher until you learn, what you need to know, and then you
Yeah.
either perfect it or you leave it alone.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
you're
keep
gonna
carving.
yeah, you're gonna find your own way. You're gonna find your own technique, you're gonna find your own patterns, you're gonna find what works best for you. Um, a lot of times what others do don't work best for me because maybe I don't learn like that or maybe I just can't do it. So I try to adapt.
Well, the only carver I know locally is a southpaw, so it's hard to follow a left-handed carver if you're a righty.
Yes, yes.
Hey, Whitland, glad you're back.
All right. So for the most part, I have that taken down. Now,
Pardon me.
sometimes I put them in, sometimes I don't. But I will give myself enough room. I don't know if you can see this. I think I just went black. All right. So
I did,
from
then
the
you did. Yes, sir.
okay. So from the bottom of the nose out, I'm going to give myself on this piece probably a good 1/4 inch, if not a little bit more. All right. So I'm
Yes.
going to start my mouth. If you can see that mark right there. And really what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a wiggly line. That's all I'm going to do. But I want to leave enough room between my nose to the top of the lip to be able to round it off and to shape it. So I'm just going to kind of come through here like this, and then on the bottom, same thing, kind of round it. It's not perfect, but that's about what my mouth will look like. Kind of looks like a butt. Yeah, I said it. Kind of looks like a butt.
He said that.
So now I am not, with this, I am not going to use any of the Kutzel burrs that I have. Well, maybe I'll use where are you at? I'm going to use the fine burrs. No, I'm not, because I want to get pretty deep. So for this, what I'm going to use is one of these burrs. I don't know how well you can see it.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, I forgot what they're called. If anybody knows in chat, I forgot what it's called. But I like using these for the mouth.
Now, to me, that looks like a tapered end mill, but that's kind of a CNC thing.
So then what I do is I just follow my line. And I go fairly deep. to give myself some room to round it off and to shape it.
Right.
And I'm probably going to screw this up because I'm trying to do it, but that's all right. So now you can see that there's kind of the shape of a mouth there. And you're
Right.
like, why did you do the second line? So I carved the top line for the top lip, and then I carved down here, and this is why. So now I'm going to take all this deeper around here. I'm going to cut out more wood
Mhm.
through here, and then this part I'm going to taper down to the bottom of my lip to where the chin would be. So
Ah,
let me show you that real quick. And this might not be the perfect way to do it, but this is just how I've come to figure this out.
right.
And even though you think you're done carving in a spot, your
Oh,
chances are you're not.
well, no, because the minute that you get stuck somewhere or have to work around
Yep,
something or other, then you're going to get into a place where you've got to go deeper to fix something or
yep.
make
You
it
are
look the way you
always,
want it to look.
yep, until you're at the exact point that you just want to start putting details, you're
Right.
always going to be removing wood. Always. Looking for my taper burr. Right here it is. And now, if you notice, I haven't really taken any of this down yet.
Right.
And that's really on purpose because as I'm removing the center section, I can
Right.
always take the mustache and stuff down to match.
Right.
So that's never really an issue. But what I'm trying to do right now is get this bottom lip to blend in the bottom and then work it. I'm gonna get a I'm gonna get one of the fine burrs that I have to work on this. And like I said, now I'm trying to hurry and I shouldn't. But we've been live damn near 2 hours now, which is cool. I like it. I just have to finish up. So now I will use.
Well, I've certainly got a lot out of this, but
Good.
I have weeks
I'm glad
of
you have. And
carving to catch up.
yeah, but no, thank you very much. And thank you for doing this with me.
Oh, it's
It's been a good
never,
time.
ever a problem. I'd do it again in a minute.
My thing is, I've been live almost all day. I went
Mm.
live this morning for almost 2 hours.
Yeah. I'm
So my butt,
supposed to uh, turn with 2-minute tips this evening sometime, but uh, we haven't connected today about it, so
yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and set it up, and I'll send a message, but I don't know if that'll wind up. In either case, I have to be at the lathe because I've got stuff I need to turn. trying to stay off Amazon for Christmas this year.
Amazon is a dangerous, dangerous monkey.
Yeah.
So where I messed up a little bit was I took this part a little bit too deep
Hey, see you
to
later, EW. Take care, man.
CEW to match up with the lower lip, but that's okay
Right.
because you can always fix it. But basically just trying to give some shape to the inside of the lips. And I really want to put in a little dimple here. All right. So let me hit this. And this isn't anywhere near finished, but it at least
No.
gives you an idea.
Right.
So now, because I took so much out here, can you see the lips?
Yes, sir.
Now, you don't have to do them like that. You can make them just a circle. You can make them an oval. You can make it look like they're screaming. However you want, whatever you want. This is just one of the ways that I like to do it. And I do like to put a little dimple in like the center of the top lip just because most people have one.
Right.
When you take this down, now you can start tapering down your mustache, your cheeks to match. You can taper these down, which is going to bring the nose up even more. Just depends on how you carve it. And
Right.
then once you clean up inside of here, you can add hair, you can put hair here, and really, you've got yourself a wood spirit. It's just that easy.
Cool.
So,
I like it.
um,
I'm gonna keep at it. Uh, I find when I'm trying to learn anything that if I just try and work on one piece of it a day,
hmm
then by the end of the week, then I've gone through the entire set of whatever it is I'm working on, and
yeah,
my results are slower, but they're better for me.
yeah, and you have to do what works for you,
Right.
100%. And um,
It's a
you're
very
not
small
somebody
fire
else.
with a lot of irons in it.
Yeah, no, you're good. You have to do what works for you. Just like even though I watched other people's videos and I've got ideas from other people,
Right.
and I've learned at a different pace. Um, I'm still not perfect, but I have enough of the basics I think down to make it look like something. And in this case, it looks like something. And I may, if I end up taking these lower to
Right.
match the inside of this with the lips, I may end up taking this nose lower. I
Right.
won't know until I get to that point. Right now, you have the framework of what it is that you want to make, and that's what matters.
Right. Yeah, I will
So,
work on this, and I'll let you know how it comes out. Uh,
yeah, I'd love to know.
and but it's going to be something I'm have to pick at, which is
Yep.
like that's what I do. I'll mess with it a little bit, and I'll go and do something else. I'll come back. I'll mess with it a little more. And then I'll think I'm done for the day, and I'll go in and I'll eat, and then I'll be like, "Hey, I want to go work on that some more."
Right. Yeah, no,
Right.
it kills me when I carve with Amy Joe. Um, she's like the Jedi master of doing wood spirits. It's like she moves
Right.
her hand 4 times and she has a completed wood spirit. And I'm over here like, bro, I haven't even got the nose done yet.
It's funny you
So,
mentioned that because I was thinking that earlier. It's like, man, he's done already.
well, and that just comes with time. And
Yeah.
honestly, you're at a real for me, I think you're at a real disadvantage because it's really hard to try and do this on that flat piece of wood.
Right.
Um, because once you get a branch or a log or something,
Right.
you have the profile. So you have the profile right here already.
Yes.
All right. It's just a matter of keeping that feature and using that to your advantage for the forehead, for the eyes. So where you're fighting having to round everything, it's already rounded on this. So I
Right.
think once you get your hands on a couple pieces of branches or logs, I think you're going to find that it's going to be a lot easier. Now, flat wood, 100% easy for relief carving. It's
Yeah.
great for relief carving, which is different than this. But for trying to do this,
Yeah.
I think you're at a disadvantage. Same skills, but I think once you try it this way, I think you're going to find a lot more success and be um, find it more enjoyable.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to quit trying, but I do need some better wood.
Yep, no, you're fine. And from what I've seen, I think you're going to do great. And keep this video, watch other videos, keep going back to references, and
Yep.
I can't wait to see what you do. I think you're going to do awesome.
Thanks, man.
But with
I
that,
appreciate it.
yep, no problem. But with that being said, I do have to take off. I'm pretty tired.
Well, I
Um,
I need to get going too because I don't know if I'm actually going live at 5 with 2-minute tips or not. But
well, you got 53 minutes.
yeah, I
So,
got to be ready.
all right.
Thanks.
But yeah, thank you guys for being here and have a
Oh
great day.
yeah.
If you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to James's channel. It's awesome, and I can't wait to see what he comes up with. So, thank you for having me on, and I will talk to everybody
Anytime.
later.
Sure. Take care, you all. As I had mentioned, I have to kind of cut this off and go and get ready for what potentially is going to be another live situation with 2-minute tips for wood turners. I'm not quite sure at this point if that's happening, but I need to be ready to go eat something and reset the shop. Thank you all for
Alrighty,
coming. Take care, Delan. Take care, everyone. Thank
thank you,
you.
sir. All right, bye bye.
Bye.